Okay, thank you guys for joining us tonight. We are going to talk to you about PayPal. I know lots of people are curious about PayPal. Maybe some of you already use it. Maybe you don't know all of the wonderful things that you can do with it. Maybe some of you don't have it, don't use it, and you don't even know how to get started. So we're going to start by telling you how you can get signed up, what things you can do with PayPal, and then I'm going to teach you a little bit about invoicing and using the multi-shipping feature. But Shanna, whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Okay. So I was trying to, it wouldn't let me in earlier today, try to the whole process again, because it's been a little bit since I signed up for mine, but I made it halfway through, so we'll just go through that, and then we'll wing it from there. So what I did and what I suggest you do.
Please make sure you're muted if you're not muted. Sorry, Shanna.
That's okay.
If you're not muted, please mute yourself.
Whether or not you are already have a PayPal account or not, I would type into the web browser paypalhere.com because it'll automatically bring up the card readers there. Now, some of you may have thought about a card reader or may not. They're really great for vendor events. They're great for home parties. Sort of. I can cover that in another thing. I don't use it for home parties anymore for certain reasons, but there are people who don't feel comfortable giving you their credit card information, and so it's great to have as a backup, just in case they would feel more comfortable doing it that way. But it's a great tool to have for cash and carry events, vendor events, anything like that where you're not taking their information and they'll just swipe. And most people don't have a problem with it at all. I've never found at any vendor event that I have done that anyone has even hesitated or asked or thought twice about letting me swipe their card. It's so common now. Food trucks, everywhere you go, people use either a Square or a PayPal. So nobody has weird feelings about it. So log on to paypalhere.com. It'll pop right up. It'll have a button where it just says get PayPal here. So you want to click on that button. What's going to come up is two options. You can either log in with a current PayPal email you have, a current account that you have. Personally, I chose to use a separate one for my business. So on all of my business cards, on everything that I give to people, I have a separate Gmail account that I created with my business name, poshmesweet.com. So I chose to set up my PayPal account with that email, the Posh Me Sweet email, so it's separate from anything personal that I would do. So I chose to create a new account. And from there, you just agree to the terms, and then it's going to have you fill out a bunch of information. So the first one is about your business information. And they're not wanting you to be like, there's nothing like official, or you're not going to answer the wrong thing in this section. So I just put, what's your business name? I put Posh Me Sweet, Perfectly Posh. And then it'll ask you your business address, your business phone number. Everything's personal for us. So I just put my home address, I put my home phone number, all of my personal information in my business information. And then once you fill all that out, it'll ask you what type of a business it is. I clicked retail. What kind of products do you sell? And I put beauty. So it's really general. I don't think that makes much of a difference at all. And then it said monthly that you'll be using for PayPal, and I chose the lowest one, like 500 to something. I think they're just getting a poll. I don't think it really matters, so don't stress out about that part. If I don't know how much I'm gonna be using or whatever, it's fine. It doesn't really matter. And then the next one that comes up, you fill out a form. Yep, go ahead.
Really quick. You can also do it as a personal account and just use your first name and last name and your social and do it that way. And once your transactions hit a certain level, they will automatically upgrade you to a business type account and send you a business debit card. But if at first you don't use it that much, then you can do just a personal account also.
Okay. So the next one that you'll fill out is a form about you, and it's pretty much the same questions, like your personal information. When I tried to do it today, again, to go through just as a practice, I tried to use a fake email and go through and do it. It cut me off. Something was wrong with the website. Tonight it let me do it, but then it says reviewing your application. I don't know if that's new or if I just was being a little sketchy about it. And so I don't know. I don't know why, but the first time I did it, it let me go right through. And so a couple of things that it may prompt you to do, if I remember correctly, but I don't know the correct order. It's really easy, guys. I mean, it'll walk you through the steps. It's pretty simple, but it'll possibly ask you to attach it to a bank account. I didn't do mine right away. I just said no, and then I just went and did it later. Super easy. I set up a separate business account for my PayPal. And then also, if you do it the way that you do it here, the business one, it will ask you if you want the business credit card. Now, I would suggest absolutely 100% yes, because I use this credit card every time I'm entering orders or paying for stuff. If I swipe someone's card, that money goes directly into the PayPal account immediately. When I get home, if it's for a party, I go to fill in their order. I use that credit card information to pay for their order. Yep, exactly. That's what it looks like. So if it asks if you want one, if you want to apply for one or whatever it says, I would suggest doing it right away. One of my teammates didn't do it right away, and she regretted it and had to do it later. And she did it after a while. Did you want to say something, Kylie?
When I first signed up for PayPal and started using it as a business, when I first signed up for PayPal here, this is the card that they sent me. And then after I started doing transactions so much, then they upgraded me to I don't know if you could see right here, probably not. It says business debit, and this is just a prepaid card. So at first I just had a prepaid card, and then after so many transactions, they upgraded me to the business debit card.
That's the one that they sent me.
Yep.
Initially was the business one.
Yep.
And then, and so as far as the card reader goes, there are two options on there. And the little one that plugs into your phone, they will send you the first one for free. If you need more after that, they're $15. And then the other fancy one that's on there that does like the chip reader and everything, you can get that one if you want, but it costs $79. So I would suggest going with the free one. It works just fine, and it's free. And then let me see what else my note says. Well, don't you see what he finds is wrong? I think that's all I got, Kylie. As far as signing up, like I said, guys, it's really, really easy. And even if you're not sure if you're going to use it right away or going to need it for whatever, don't wait until you have a vendor event on the books. Just go ahead and do it now. It's free. It costs you nothing, except every time you swipe, it's 2.7%. That's their fee to cover us using it, but they don't charge you for the reader or the service. You just download the app on your phone, and then you log in with your information, and it'll have you type everything in on there for a sale, like $10, and then you swipe and they sign on your phone, and that's it. It's super, super, super easy. So I think that's all for me, Kylie, unless you wanted me to touch on anything else.
Yeah, mute myself. No, you're good. I was just going to show you guys, I don't know if you can see, this is the PayPal here app. It's blue and it has a little white triangle on it. And that's the app you'll need to download to use the card reader. And then I was multitasking while Shanna was talking, so I might not have heard something. But if somebody swipes their card on your PayPal reader, that money goes directly to your PayPal account. And so then when you are ready to place the order for those customers, then you just swipe your card. I think you did say this now that I'm repeating it. And it comes directly out of your PayPal account. You can also have a checking account linked to your PayPal account, and say you only have $20 in your PayPal account, but you need an additional $2, it'll automatically draft that extra $2 from whatever checking account you have it tied to. So if you don't have enough in the PayPal account to cover tax or something, but you have it in your other account, you don't have to do split payment. You can just run your PayPal debit card and it'll automatically pull it from your backup source.
And will it charge you a fee for that?
An additional fee to the 2.7%? No. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I just wanted the.
Yeah,
I knew.
No. It just charges you the 1%, unless your bank charges a fee or something for that kind of a transaction, but they shouldn't. So, okay. Before we get started on talking about invoicing, do you guys have any questions for Shanna really quick? If you do, you can unmute yourself or raise your hand and I can unmute you. Good? Okay.
Kylie.
Yes.
Hey.
Hi, Michelle.
Hey.
Hi.
The 2.7%, that's for every time you swipe your card or every time you swipe your customer's card?
You pay a fee every time you take a payment in on your card.
Okay. That answers that.
I don't think there's a fee every time you run the card.
No, every time you swipe.
Every time you run somebody's card for your swiper.
Yes.
Perfect.
And there's also fees that go along with sending an invoice. The thing to keep in mind is PayPal is awesome come tax time, and they keep a nice little running report for you of all of your fees, and those are a write-off for you. So any fees that you've paid for running a card or sending an invoice, those are tax deductible. You can write those off on your taxes.
Excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions real quick before we move on to invoicing? Nikki, do you have a question?
No, Michelle covered it.
Okay, good.
Good minds think alike.
Okay, cool. All right.
Sam.
We're going to go ahead and move on to invoicing, and I'm going to share my my screen with you for PayPal. So let me do this, and then I'll just kind of talk about it while I go through it. So I use invoicing literally almost every day that I have a sale. My VIP customers are very, very, very super spoiled, and I like to take really good care of them. And so if they want to place an order for a hand cream and they don't want to pay the $5.99 shipping, I will send them an invoice and they pay me for the hand cream, and then I add it to my bulk order and I charge them $2 in shipping to send it out because I can send it to them very cheap. And so I use invoicing all the time. If you have stock on hand and you want to do a flash sale in your VIP group, you would do invoicing. Anytime you need to collect money from someone and they are not where they can give you their card to run it, or they don't want to give you their card information, you can use invoicing. There is a fee, and I think it's the same, 2.7%. I didn't check today, so I could be wrong. But there is a fee every time you send an invoice that PayPal takes for you to use that service. But again, that is a tax write-off, and PayPal does a very nice job of keeping track of all of those fees and deductions for you.
Hey, Kylie.
Yes?
It's 2.9.
2.9%.
Plus 30 cents.
Plus 30 cents. Thank you.
Right.
But again, that is a tax write-off. So while it's taking a little bit out of your pocket in the moment that you would need to cover for that transaction, you may be making it up by charging them shipping if you're doing a bulk order or in tax or something. And regardless, it is a write-off at the end of the year for you. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like here. Let me find the right screen. Okay, can you guys see that? Yes? You guys see PayPal screen? Yes? No? Can you see the shared screen? Shanna, can you see it?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. Awesome. All right. I have to move you guys out of the way though, so I can see. Okay. So once you have your PayPal account, you're going to just log in. And so do that here. And so this is the main screen that comes up when you, sorry, I'm moving you guys out of the way so I can see everything. So this is the main screen that you see. This is like a summary of all the transactions that you have going on. And invoicing for me, because it's something that I use so much, is something that's automatically over here. If when you get your PayPal account, invoicing is not something that you see here, it's right up here under tools and you go to invoicing. Okay. It is so super simple, you guys. All you do is you click create. And this stuff here is probably, I mean, there's not going to be anything here. So you're going to want to make sure that you put your information here. I used to have my face here before I made my logo. I used to have a Posh independent consultant logo here before I was brave enough to put my face on it. So you can do whatever you want. I would definitely suggest putting some kind of an image because that's your logo, that's your branding. And then you would also have your business information here. This is my personal mailing address and my website, my phone number, all of those things. But on the invoice, I choose to have that hidden. But it's something that PayPal requires that you actually have in your template. When I started doing invoicing, it allowed me to pick my first number for an invoice number. I don't know if it pre-assigns it now, but your invoice number will be here. If you want to backdate or date your invoice, you know, in the future, you can change your date here. I never ever touch this. I never put anything in the reference number, and the due date I always leave at due on receipt, but you have the option to change that. Then here, you're just going to put in their email address. So when you're sending an invoice, you're just going to ask them, what email address can I send this invoice to you? Whatever email address they give you, you put that in here, okay? If you are sending invoices for the same product to multiple people, maybe you did a bulk order on hand creams or something, you can add more than one person to your invoice if it's for the same total. So you put their email here, and it will automatically save people's emails for you. So you can just start by typing in their email address or their first or last name if you have that saved. And then you put in whatever you want. You can create your own descriptions here. So for Summer Store, I made my own, and I started doing invoices for Summer Store to do pre-orders. That way, I'm collecting the money up front for my customers, guaranteeing they are going to buy whatever they've said they want to buy. They've already paid me the money, so when that extra money comes out of my account later this month, it's already there. So I did the Summer Store bundle, but if say you're putting something in that you've never put in before, so let's say, I don't know if I have Gender Bender in here. So you say Gender Bender, how many they want, the price is $9, and then the sales tax is gonna be automatically on no tax. But you want to charge the tax of wherever it's shipping to. So if you don't know, Google is your friend. You can just type in sales tax for Montgomery, Alabama, and it will tell you the sales tax rate for Montgomery, Alabama. And then you can go in here and you can add a new tax rate. Okay, and maybe you want to say Montgomery, Alabama or whatever, and you put in whatever it is. So we'll say it's 6%. And then you hit save. And then that would pop up for you. So for me here in Jacksonville, sales tax is 7%. So if I'm shipping to me, I put the 7%. Okay. If I want to keep this information that I've just plugged in for future use so that it pulls up in this drop down here, it will say save item. I must already have this, and then it'll pop up and say item saved in catalog. Okay. If you're doing multiple products, then you add them here. And again, you just add your tax on each item. Okay, and then when you come down here, it's going to give you your product total, your tax at 7%, and your total. If you want to charge shipping, you put it here, okay? And it's going to add it. If you want to tax that shipping, which if you're doing an order, like if you're taking a payment for them that you're placing online and the shipping is $5.99, you're going to tax that shipping because it's taxed. When I'm doing, Chulo, hey. When I'm doing a bulk order for my customers, I don't charge the sales tax on shipping. If you want to give them a discount, you can also do that. So say it's their first order and you want to give them $5 off, okay? You just do $5 and you can change this percentage to a dollar sign. If you want to do 5%, sorry, excuse my barky dog, you can do that. Chulo, come here. Let me close the blinds really quick. Sorry, guys. That's why he's barking. Hush. Okay. So whatever is down here should be, you know, if you're placing an order online for somebody, maybe they just don't, maybe they're lazy, or maybe you've spoiled your customers like I have, and they just want you to do it for them. Whatever this total is down here should match what is on your virtual office when you go to put that order in, okay? We can't make any money off of a sale like this, remember? So you want to charge the same shipping total and the same tax percentage and the same product total and everything. If it's less than the amount, that's okay. If you're giving them a discount, that's fine. It just can't be more than, okay? If you want to allow them to pay you a partial payment, you check this box and you put in the amount that they can pay now, okay? Then you can put a note down here. I usually say, thank you for your order. Order will be placed upon payment receipt. Something like that, okay? If you want to attach a picture or something, you can. If you need to add a note for yourself to remind you of something, like why you gave them $5 off or something, you can put that down here and they're not going to see it at all, okay? This will just be for you to have some kind of a notation when you go back and look at your invoices, okay? When you're all done, you can preview it before you send it. So you can click preview. And this is what they're going to see when they get it. This is how it's going to look for them, okay? Tells them their amount due, who it's from, what it's for, how much it was, if there was a discount, shipping, tax, and the minimum amount due, okay? If that all looks good, you can go ahead and click send. I'm not going to send it because I actually put a customer's email in there. I guess I could edit that and put my own email in there. Okay. And click send. Okay. That's going to send to them, and then it's going to show up here in your sent invoices. Okay. You can sort this invoice page so that you see all of them, so that you see any drafts that you've created, so that you can just see who hasn't paid their invoice yet. You can see who has paid their invoice and whose invoices are past due, okay? If you need to go in and remind them, like, hey, you haven't paid me yet, don't forget, you just click right here and it'll pop up a little box. You can choose to have it send you a copy of the reminder. You can add a personal note. Hey girl, just wanted to make sure you got this email. Don't forget it's due by blah, 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 and send the reminder, okay? If they decide they don't want the order, you can go in and you can cancel the invoice. You can get a clickable link for them. If they are having trouble opening the email, you can get a PDF for them. You can do all kinds of stuff here, okay? And then it just sent me an email telling me that they sent my invoice for me. That popped up there. So let me think what else I was going to show you here. I know what I was going to say. Once the invoice is sent to the customer, they can pay that invoice with any debit or credit card, okay? They do not have to have a PayPal account. They can pay it with any debit or credit card, or they can pay it with a PayPal account. If they have a PayPal account, they can pay the invoice with a PayPal account. But if they don't have a debit card or they don't have a PayPal account, they can use any debit or credit card to pay that invoice straight from a link in their email, okay? It's very, very simple for them on their end too. Once the invoice has been paid, you'll get an email that tells you so-and-so has paid their invoice. And then the money will show up in your summary, in your total summary on your main page here. It'll show up in your balance available. Okay. So then once the money is here and you are ready to place that order, you just use this debit card that you have from PayPal. Okay. And you just put that card information in. You can save that card in your virtual office as a saved card. And that's it. Let me think if there's anything else I want to tell you guys about invoices really quick. I don't think so. I'm going to go ahead. Do you guys have any questions about invoicing? Let me make this bigger so I can see you. Hold on. I have to move my light. I can't see. Nope, that's not what I wanted. How do I make this bigger? If you guys have questions, you can go ahead and ask them while I try to figure out how to stop sharing the screen. Yes, Mia?
What are you doing?
I'm on the computer. Go find your puppy. He's in the room.
What are you doing?
I'm doing a training.
Where are you in there?
I'm right there. You see me? Mickey.
Who's are the other people?
There we go. I think I figured it out. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Do you guys have any questions about invoicing? Close. Trying to make this bigger so I can see it. Okay. There we go. Okay. If you have a question about invoicing, go ahead and unmute yourself. No? Good? Everybody's good? Okay. Awesome. I want to just real briefly touch on the shipping feature. I use this quite often also. Anytime I mail out a package, I use PayPal's multi-shipping feature. And it is super, super simple also, especially if they have paid their, if you've sent an invoice and they've paid it, it's super simple to create a label. So just really quickly, let me show you that. We're going to share the screen again. Okay, so this option is up here under tools. It's called multi-order shipping. And it's going to pull up a whole nother screen. And this is going to allow you to create multiple shipping labels if you need to. If you have, 6 or 7 packages that you need to mail out, this will allow you to create shipping labels for all of them. And you can just print them on regular computer paper, cut them out. I use these cool little plastic sleeves where you can just slide the invoice inside and then attach this to like a bubble mailer. It's just a sticker and you just stick it on there and it makes your life super, super simple. Okay? Baby, can you try to get him to hush, please?
Kylie, we just see the computer screen. We don't see the people.
You don't see the, okay, let's see. Ah. Now do you see it? You see this multi-order shipping?
Yes, we can see that.
Okay. So these people here are people who have paid invoices for me. A lot of these are my pampering boxes that are going to go out this week. So when I'm ready, all I have to do is click right here and select the type of package that I'm sending. Now, this part can be tricky, and you kind of need to know exactly what kind of box you're sending, what kind of package you're sending, if it's considered a large package, if it's considered a medium mail, if it's in a flat rate priority box. You definitely need to know the type of package you are mailing. So something like this, a little bubble mailer, I send as a package or thick envelope first class mail, okay? I can go up to 8 ounces inside this mailer, and it will cost me $2.77 to mail it. So, I mean, I can shove Hips Don't Lie in here. I can shove a Snarky Bar in here. I could still shove like a hand cream or a chunk in here too. It doesn't matter how thick it is. And then I just slap my sticker on it and I can mail it. As long as it's less than 8 ounces, I can mail it for less than $3. If it's over 8 ounces, the price goes up, okay? So you pick your kind of package, and then you need to know how much it weighs. So a long, long time ago, I got a scale from stamps.com. You can get scales on Amazon. You can get scales, at like an office supply store. I got mine from stamps.com for free because I signed up to use their service, and then I never used their service, and it was expensive. And so now that I do a lot of shipping, I was able to keep the scales, cancel my stamps.com membership, and use PayPal shipping, which is free. And the other reason I like to use the PayPal shipping is because it costs a little bit less than it does when you go to the post office and send there. The postage actually costs a little bit less for you to do it yourself at home, okay? So I would add my weight here, okay? If you don't have anything here on your screen, okay, you can still do this. You go up to File, and you go to Create New Orders. And it's going to pop up a little box. And you're going to click the little down arrow on shipping details. You're going to pick your type of package. So we're going to go with this package thick envelope. We're going to say it weighs 8 ounces, okay? And then you're going to put in who you're mailing it to, okay? So we're just going to put my info. Ooh, not Rhode Island. Okay, and then who are you shipping it from? Well, that's obviously going to be you, and your information will likely already be saved in here. So that's all if it's not, you would add it, but it should already be in there because it's linked with your PayPal account that you've already set up. And you can click Save and Close. If you have another package to send, you can click on Create Another, and it will allow you to do this same screen all over again for your next person until you have them all done. And whenever you're done, then you just click Save and Close, okay? Then you're gonna see this order pop up down here. Once this is green, that means all of this information here has been entered correctly. You can print this shipping label, okay? So you just select it, and you click up here where it says Print. Okay, and you'll see here the label cost is $2.77. See that? Because it's 8, I put in 8 ounces. So you just click Print, and then you would click Pay and Print, which I'm not going to do because I don't want to pay for a label that I'm not sending to myself. But you would click Pay and Print, and it's going to pop up another little box here in the corner, and it's going to tell you that if you want to go ahead and print your label, it's going to give you an option to print the label again, and you click Print, and then it will start to print your label. It will print out a full sheet on a full sheet of paper, and half of it will be your, I don't think I have any here, but half of it will be your, the part that you're going to put in here, and half of it will be a receipt for you to keep, which will look like this. And it just has all of the details on it, the tracking number, who you sent it to, how much it weighed, all of that stuff, okay? And then, so I just keep all of those as my receipts. And that's it. You can print as many of them at one time. If you have multiples, like if you put in 5 or 6 at a time, it will allow you to print all 5 or 6 at one time. And then you just cut the label in half, slap it in here. Or if you don't have these, you can literally just, I used to just put it here and then put packing tape over the top of it so it didn't get wet or anything like that and ruin the ink. But it's very, very simple. I think a lot of times with PayPal, people are just unsure because they don't know exactly what to use or how to use it, or if they're going to mess something up. I have, with this shipping thing, I have printed a label I didn't mean to print. I was able to cancel it and get the refund. I have thought I printed it and it didn't print. I was able to reprint it, no problem. So it's very, very user-friendly. It's super, super easy. And yeah. So do you guys have any questions about shipping, using the shipping feature?
Where do you get those protective? Yeah.
Amazon. And I'm pretty sure in the album on the team page, there's a sample making supply album. I think I put these in there, in that album, the link to these on Amazon. But you get, I don't know how many is it. These come from J&E Packaging. They're 7.5 inches by 5.5 inches. And it's 100 in a pack. So they last quite a while, but it makes life so much easier. I can't tell you how many I used to tape though. I used to tape them. I just recently started using these to make my life easier with the pampering boxes and all the extra mailing stuff I've been doing lately. So, and they're inexpensive.
And those padded envelopes, do you order those from somewhere
Those
that's
are from
cheaper?
Amazon too.
Okay.
Yeah. I have them in this size, and I think I put those on the album too. So I have them in this size, and then I have them in this size. And this little plastic sleeve fits on both sizes. It like covers the whole thing for this one, but it does fit. So I use these two depending on what I'm mailing. You can pack a lot of product in this one. And then I will also use from the post office, depending on what it is. If it's chunks and they're heavy and it's going to cost me more than $7 to mail them in a bubble mailer like this, I will grab these boxes from the post office because these are a flat rate, and I think they're $6.87, something right around there that you can, and it's just you just fold it up into a box and you mail it. You can fit like 2 or 3 chunks in there. You need to go to bed. Go tell Poppy.
Yeah, I was at the post office today, and those little boxes are 7 something now.
Are they?
Yeah.
They also have these, which are also considered a small flat rate padded mailer. And these are what I usually send like portable parties in because it costs a lot less for me to send it this way. And I can pack a lot of stuff in here. I can pack catalogs and samples and everything in one of these. But they cost the same, or right around the same. These are both considered small priority flat rate mailers. If you're mailing somewhere locally, the cheapest way to send packages, good night, is by using, oh my gosh, these. If it's in your region, these are called Regional Rate Box A. These are going to cost you less than the flat rates, and these go up to, I think it's 70 pounds. So you can put as much in here as you want. This is what I put my pampering boxes in because it will protect the actual box itself, and it'll ship to them a lot cheaper than it would for me to actually mail them that box directly. So these, your post office won't have them. You have to go on USPS.com to order them, but they're free. And they come in a package of 20 or 25, and they deliver them right to your door.
Yeah, I couldn't find where to order them. I looked for them after watching your subscription
It's
thing, and I
in-
couldn't.
I think it's shipping supplies or something like that. There's some kind of a supplies section on their website. It took me a little while to find them this last time too. I had to look around a little bit, but if it's, like I said, if it's in your region, this is the best way to send them. If you're sending across the country, your best bet is to go with the priority mail flat rate because it'll be cheaper, or a bubble mailer depending on what you're sending. You guys have any questions? Are you like brain overload? Too much information? Who took notes? Yay! Okay, awesome. If you guys don't have any questions, then we're going to go ahead and end it. Shanna, did you have something else you wanted to add?
No, I had thought about before when you were talking about invoicing. I had a question from a couple of people, which is what I was talking to you that prompted this training. Was I've had customers too, if they're friends or people that I know, that I'll just say, hey, you can just PayPal me, and they'll just automatically transfer the money without even me sending an invoice or anything like that. They'll just transfer money into my account for an item that I had given them or whatever.
Right. Yep. And you can do it that way too. And if you have them send it to you, friends and family, there's no fees for you or for them. So I will do that too with people that I know, people that, I know their financial situation, their money's going to clear and it's not going to be a big deal. Somebody that I trust. But the beautiful thing about invoicing is for those people that you don't know, maybe it's a brand new customer or, you just don't know. PayPal kind of protects you in that sense with the invoicing, or if you have them send it to you as goods and services instead. So PayPal's kind of like the middleman between you and the customer to protect you in case of the payment not going through, or the package gets lost in the mail, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, absolutely, they can PayPal you directly too. It's just up to you and the customer kind of at that point in your comfortability with them, how you want to do it. But I've done that too. Anybody else have questions? Chelsea, your makeup is always on point. I'm just saying. Okay. All right. Well, if you guys don't have any other questions, thank you for popping on. I hope that helped and answered questions. If you guys have any questions going forward after you look through your notes, or you go to sign up for PayPal and you're like, whoa, I don't remember. I thought I wrote that down and I didn't write it down. Just let me or Shanna know and we will be happy to help you figure that out. I hope you guys have a good night. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Thank you.